Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back once again to Hail and Ride Africa YouTube channel. As you have seen in this short clip, we entitled this video the creating jobs for our youth through mechanization, empowered by local companies. I mean, companies that are owned by the Africans, not by the foreigners. As you see in this video, clip, this company is somewhere in West Africa. And you can see that everyone there, the supervisor, is somebody that resembles like you and me. This is self-empowerment and creating jobs for our youth. It's a positive development in Africa, and I think is a way forward. Africa will not go anywhere if we don't have people that have the same mind with the owner of this company that decided to establish a company, a clothing firm in Africa, to employ the youth of Africa so that they can manufacture stuff that Africans can use. And not only that they're gonna manufacture something, is gonna be a high quality stuff they are manufacturing over there, or they are putting together over there. And this is what we need. Our government, in Africa, some of our political leaders are not thinking in this direction to empower their own citizens. Because when you look at the unemployment in Africa, the youth unemployment in Africa is high. But if we have different indigenous companies like this, because these ones, they specialize on clothing, making t-shirts and the other clothing, styles. But if we have something like that in agriculture, it's gonna create more jobs, And not only that, it's gonna create jobs, it's gonna boost the local economy of of our people, back home. But the problem we always have is that there's not enough people that are thinking in this way. That's why Africa is still behind. And if we don't start now to have mechanize the way we do things in Africa, we're not gonna go anywhere. This is science and technology that will lift Africa out of poverty. And that science and technology is, even if we're gonna we travel abroad to get this information, this knowledge about the science, and if we don't bring it back home, it's not gonna benefit our people. It will only benefit the host country that we are in diaspora. So that's why those Africans that are in diaspora that have the the resources, the money, the wealth, to put up things like this, they should not hesitate to do that, because if they do that, they are not only helping themselves, they're helping the communities in our youth, that are jobless. Because the other video I did last time about the guy in Burkina Faso that manufactured a clothing machine, from the scratch. And it's working, because you can see that if you watch that video clip, you see that the output, people are using the stuff. But the only thing is that the guy doesn't have much support. because sometimes it's not only that they don't have personal support, even the stuff that the government should have given them, like electricity, constant electricity, so that they can be able to, do their job. They don't even have it. So, but now in Africa, it's only take money for you to. It's only take money. It's only money that you need. You can be independent of the government from electricity, because we have solar panels now. In Africa, it's kind of changing the dynamics in Africa, because people are now having a steady power supply, not from the government, but from this solar power, the electricity we have, so that if we have money, to install this power, these solar panels, it can give you a steady power supply, so that you don't depend anymore in the government. As that you see that small factory, that you see how many youths that are working in that factory that I show you the video clip. There's a lot of them working there, and I believe these people, they don't rely on the government to supply them power. They'll have alternative like solar energy, and that's what people are having now in Africa. You have to empower yourself. If you wait for the government to give you a steady power supply, they might fail, or they will fail, because we've seen it. And that's because without electricity, especially cheap electricity, because now in Africa, need not only that they need electricity, they need cheap one, because there's a lot of, high cost in producing, stuff. So we need cheap electricity, and we need it to be constant, so that people can be able to help our people create jobs, so that when there's jobs, I think it can reduce crimes, because they will not be idle. Because when the youth are idle, they can think about doing stuff that are not good, not going to benefit anyone. It's not going to benefit the community or the individuals. So that's why it's good what we are seeing now in Africa, that people are trying to, do like other countries like China. This kind of things, we normally see them, Chinese people doing this kind of job, mechanized job, But now it's good that we are seeing it in Africa. And we say kudos to this individual that established this company, and people that are helping Africa, because now in Africa are at the stage where you need this type of people, and this type of industries, because Africa, we have our youth, we have a teeming youth, the youth, the young people in Africa are even the majority of Africans, because that's what the mainstream media says, but which is true. But sometimes, being the majority of a country like youth is not even a sign of good stuff. It's a sign that people doesn't get old in Africa, which is true, because now in Africa the average age expectancy is low. I think is below 50. So if you're an African, you're above 50 years, that you are now your life expectancy are now above average. But when you see the West, like some of us that are in the West, when you see people in the West, you can see someone 80 years still driving a car. You rarely see this kind of stuff in Africa. Someone 80 years, even living up to 80 years, because of too much suffering in Africa. And this suffering, people, because most of the stuff we do use our strength, natural strength, even when we farm, most cases, we still depend on subsistence farming, where you use local tools. to farm. But when you look at other big countries like Chinese, you see the way their farming stuff is mechanized. They use machines to do most of the stuff they're doing. And in Africa, most people are still going to farm, not with the tractors, also with their machetes and their hoes, local made, suffering in the sun. And even innovations, because when we are in Africa, because sometimes you think that Africans are not innovative, but they are. But the only stuff is that the environment is not conducive for them. You don't have, if you don't have any electricity, as a child growing up, youth, there's nothing you can. What are you gonna do? Can you sew something without electricity? Can you join stuff? Wet stuff. You need power to do that. You need power to all your plans, all your inventions. To achieve, be able to build this stuff. You can't build it without electricity. You can't go far. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our video, because the secret of YouTube is liking the video. When you like the video, it pushes the video to more people. But some people will come, see the African brothers speaking. They don't even subscribe, and they don't even like our video. But even if you're not gonna subscribe, if you like the video, it helps to push the algorithm so that more people will see you, and some will like you. Subscribe. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe anyway. And I'm your brother, the mood, as the Russians calls me. Peace.